Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the admin side of Power Platform. If you have ever wondered about blocking access to certain connectors, this is the video for you, as this can be done through data loss prevention policies, or commonly known as DLP. So you might ask yourself, what is DLP? DLP stands for data loss prevention. It is one of the most important concepts in Power Platform, as it is about preventing data leakage and securing your data. In this video, I'll explain what DLP is in simple terms, why it exists, and then I will show you how to configure it and how it works inside the Power Platform Admin Center. So basically, in the core of it, DLP is about protecting your data. DLP controls which connectors are allowed to talk to each other. It stops sensitive business data from accidentally flowing into personal or public services. So you can think of DLP as a guardrail or a security gate, that some connectors are allowed to work together and some are not. In Power Platform, we have three categories, and I'll show you that. So we categorize them in three different systems, where you have the business. These are connectors that are trusted in the system, things like Dataverse, SharePoint, SQL, and Outlook. And then you have non-business. Non-business connectors are consumer or public service like Gmail, Twitter, or Dropbox. And then you also have your blocked connectors. Blocked connectors are connectors that cannot be used at all in your flows or in your apps. And you may ask yourself, why do we need DLP, or why does it exist? Well, without DLP, someone could build a flow that takes a customer's data from Dataverse and sends it to their personal Gmail or social media like Twitter or Facebook. And you don't want that. So you want to prevent that, because you might leak sensitive data to areas that you should not, maybe to social media platforms and so on. So I'll show you how that looks like now. I'll show you how we can actually create a DLP policy. So the first thing you want to do is go to your make.powerapps.com, and then from there you click on your gearbox here and then go to Admin Center. Make sure that you have admin privilege, because you will need admin clearance to be able to do this. And what you want to do is you want to go on security from the Power Platform Admin Center. And then from there, you want to go to data and privacy. And from data and privacy, you want to go to data policy. And from here, you want to create a new policy. So I'll just click in here. And then you want to give it a name that is clear and descriptive about what that policy does. So mine, I could just call it no social media. I'll go next. And by default, by the way, all the connectors by default are in the non-business category, as you can see here. You can change that if you want. You can change the default. You can put them in business or blocked, but I'll just leave them as non-business. Okay, so let's say for our example, we want to move, say, SharePoint. You can search for it as well like this. We want to move SharePoint to business. And as you can see here on the top here, you can't block SharePoint. It's how it says blockable and says no. There are some connectors that you are unable to block. And to learn more about that, you can go here to Microsoft Learn in the data policy section. I will link this in the description below so you can have a read at it. It is a good material to know. But we'll just go back here. So I'll move that to business just by clicking so. And then what I want to do is I will, for my block list, I'll put Gmail, right? I'll just search for a Gmail connector. I'll click on it, and then I will block it. As you can see, it's blocked here. So the blocked is Gmail, and the business category is SharePoint. I'll go next from here. I'll go next. I don't need to do that. And as you can see here, we have to define the scope. You can add the policy to all the environments that you have. It will apply for every single environment that you have in your organization, or you can add it to multiple environments as well. You can choose and pick what environments you want to add it to. The only thing with this one is that every time you use this one, when you create a new environment, it's not applied to them. You actually have to go in here and manually add them. And that could create a bit of confusion, because you might forget to add a new environment that you created, which could then potentially lead to data leak. To prevent that, you can use the exclude certain environments. Basically, you can choose at a given point, you can choose to exclude a certain environments from that policy, and then it will apply to all other policies, including new ones that you create. For the purpose of this video, I'll just keep it as add to multiple environments. You go to next, and here you can choose from the environments that you have. I can choose Power Platform with Muse, YouTube demo, and so on, but I'll just keep it to one here. And then on the top here, you click on add to policy, and then you will go next. And then you'll review it. This is a policy name, everything that you need, and then create policy. So this is how you create a policy. And then if you want to edit, you can go edit policy. You can change. So if I go next, you can change the blocked list. It's just loading, but you can change, as you can see, just loaded the whole thing. You can add more. You can block more. You can add more to business. You can leave more as non-business, and so on. So this is how you create a data loss prevention policy. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below, and I'll get to you. Thank you. See you next video.